I will not I will not cast any blame to any African leader, but there's diversion of lots of interventions which are supposed to be channeled to all of this, intervention, but rather they have some of our countries are open, yes, but they are ready to face, the challenges which are numerous, and these challenges are very glaring that the leadership of, and the government of Africa in implementing digitization is very difficult to come by. So, well, in my opinion, if most African countries are still crawling after more than 50 years of independence from the colonial rule, it is impossible, it is very impossible to meet the requirements needed to join nations like Singapore, like Netherlands, like the Israelis, who have been investing heavily in digital technology. So can I say that it is logical for Africa to advance from the previous revolutions before they could talk about the fourth industrial revolution? I am not ruling out the fact that some countries of Africa also have, you can see some pockets, I will call it some pockets of fourth industrial revolution in them, like even in the drone family. Recently, someone contacted me and was asking me if I know of any country in Africa where drones can be manufactured. And it's actually a very difficult question to answer. Why? Because we searched countries like Kenya, Zambia, South Africa, and well, I am not saying that we can't find such countries in Northern Africa. I know that some Africans are also putting it like Axon, one of my friends, Axon. He trained in Ukraine, and he is based in UAE now. He moved from Cote d'Ivoire, from Ivory Coast, and he moved from Cote d'Ivoire to Dubai now, so that we can be able to partner with some of technology providers to manufacture drones, because that's his area. He's an agricultural engineer, and he is specialized in manufacturing drones, and also trying to encourage the youth of Africa also to.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Ikechi. Now, I'm trying to see, before, of course, you said correctly that Africa is not a country. There are a lot of more than 50 countries in the continent that is called Africa. So it might be difficult to just categorize everyone all the countries to be one. In this case, when we are looking at whether Africa is actually prepared for the fourth industrial revolution, or if there are examples of this. But at least with all these 54 countries in Africa, there must be one or two or three that are showing good example of what the fourth industrial revolution can actually do. Are there some examples that we can see in some African countries, in some countries in Africa that can say, okay, these are progressive, embracing new technology, and they are prepared for the fourth industrial revolution?
Yes, of course. We have countries like Rwanda. Rwanda is like the headquarters for the Israeli government in the whole of Africa. So lots of interventions which will happen, or which is happening in Africa, comes through Rwanda because of their partnership and collaboration with Israel. And of course, we know that Israeli agriculture is quite advanced. I'm not saying that Ghana is not also championing it from West Africa. They are also doing well. But I can, even now I am in touch with some Rwanda. We are discussing on how to deploy some technology to Burundi, to Uganda, and even in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That region is also, pulling with. Then what we can also reckon about South Africa. South Africa is also, doing well in advancing, and even Zambia and Kenya, Ethiopia as well. So most of those countries, you can identify the areas where they have some agro commodities which they are, exporting in very high quantities, and which, of course, economy is getting, uh, their economy is growing by, by day through the production and also exportation of such commodities. So when they are doing well in that, they will now, welcome welcome some aspects of the food industrial revolution, like in the drone, trying to bring in drones. Of course, drones can help to, in production, it can help to, to tackle the issue of pests and diseases in the farm. And it can also help to, create more jobs by, of course, bringing more youth that will be able to fly those drones. And even the artificial intelligence program, well, it's still, like I mentioned, it's just like trickling down, like raindrops inside of Africa and inside of those countries. And recently, the Nigerian government is also trying to champion that as well.
All right. Okay, you say Africa didn't even yet fully materialize or take advantage of the third industrial revolution. So maybe the fourth industrial revolution, if we are prepared for it, we're not really quite sure of that. So by that I mean the age of the machine. We didn't produce a lot of machine in Africa. So if we are going to be able to succeed in the fourth industrial revolution, which of course is powered by a lot of advanced technology, one will be asking how much are the government investing in the people so that they will be able to become a key player in it. One thing is to need the technology, then you can go to Israel, like you currently have mentioned, or maybe go to Japan or go to the US and buy this technology and then come and apply it. Another thing is to develop some of this technology because you have put in a lot of money to train people so that they can be locally, so that the local people can sort of become a key player in this area, because it's not only in the cultivation of crop we are talking about now, but also in the transportation, in communication, in very many aspects of it. So if we are going to buy all this technology, it's going to be very, very expensive. But if we can at least produce part of it, because we're basically going to be, at the end of the day, going to be talking about coding now, data and all that. It's not all of this one is actually lack, but it's about the collation. So how much are we really investing in a way that the local people can actually become player in understanding what is actually happening in the core of the fourth industrial revolution?
Yes, can I say that it is actually very important to, prepare the ground. Africa, we need to prepare with knowledge. We need to introduce, introduce the industrial revolution and the dimension of the fourth industrial revolution in the curriculum of education. Since of course, you can see that the education sector is very vital in, bringing, driving transformation from that form. Yeah, from that angle. So aside of the education sector, also the other sectors also need to partner, because the cost, there is high demand. There is high cost. Those the fourth industrial revolution has, it's a very costly venture. It's a very expensive venture, because we are talking about drones, and to buy a drone, wow, it's quite expensive. You can imagine buying a tractor is expensive, not to talk of buying of drones. Trying to install the gadgets of artificial intelligence, trying to develop, the structure, of blockchain. And of course, we can see that the benefits cannot really be overemphasized. So there is every need for preparation to be done. There is every need for us to prepare the ground to welcome this technology. We need to partner the Africans in diaspora. And I know that the African African Development Diaspora Institute is also trying very, very, much, and even the state of the African diaspora is also trying very hard to ensure that there is the installation of the of the gadgets of this. Of course, that is it's a groundbreaking initiative, which of course will take Africa to the next level.